Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to address one of the upgrades I hear most people ask for when it comes to the new line of Yamaha Revstars. And, you know, people will say it's a great guitar. Man, I wish it had locking tuners. So I have finally made my choice for my set of locking tuners. And today what we're going to do is we're going to install them on the Revstar RSS20. Mine is in that vintage white color. Now, there are a lot of options out there when it comes to tuners. I thought about getting a set of Grover locking tuners. I have those on another guitar, and that's a great set of locking tuners. For this guitar, I wanted something a little different, and I really like the look of the hipshot locking tuners with the open gears. So that's what I decided to go with for my Revstar. And so maybe you have a Yamaha Revstar or any other guitar, and you want to change out those tuners. Now, for those who are new to guitar, or maybe you've just never dared, right? Maybe you've never dared to remove parts or add parts to your guitar. What I want to do in this video is to encourage you. You can do it. If there's something you want to change, just dive in, right, and do it. So today I'm going to show you the process for changing out tuners on a guitar, and I hope after you watch me, you'll be encouraged to do some work on your guitar. And remember to like this video, to subscribe to this channel, and leave me a comment if you found this helpful. So when you're working on your guitar, always make sure you got enough room on the table, the counter, the desk, whatever you're doing it on. And I always like to put down a towel to lay the guitar on to make sure I'm not scratching anything. And you can't really make it out here in this video, but I have this box that I put under the towel, under the neck, in order to lift that headstock off of the desk a little bit. So the first thing you're going to have to do here is you're going to have to remove the strings. And there are some people who just loosen them up a little bit and then cut them. That's the quicker way to do it. I'm one of those who likes to take my time and just remove the strings one at a time. And here I am using this handy little tool that my son got me for Christmas, and I'll do a video on this at a later date. Now, once you get, if you're doing a Revstar, one of the things you'll notice once you get all the strings off is that saddle is going to probably slide off. That's not a big deal. Also, with this guitar, the bridge can be lifted off. And once again, those things aren't a big deal. Just if you like the way your guitar is set up right now, don't mess with those adjustments. We're not going to go in this video on how to do a setup, but just kind of leave those the way they are. And if you did take the bridge off, remember that the string adjustment screw heads go near the pickup. Now, once the strings are off, you're going to need a wrench. And I use this little adjustable wrench. And what you need to do here is loosen those hex heads that you see. Now, that is actually a threaded shaft that goes through the middle of the tuner. It's got a hex head on the top of it. And once you use your wrench to loosen those, it's easier just to put the wrench down and to remove that the rest of the way with your fingers. And you're going to see that there's the little shaft that comes out, and then there'll be a washer on it. Now, you need to remove all 6 of those and set those to the side. And at this point, you can turn your guitar over. What you'll see now is that each of the tuners is held on by a little screw. Now, I have this precision toolkit that I use. I use it to work on electronics, also for my guitar. So you might want to think about, if you're going to do a lot of mods on your guitar, to go ahead and just buy one of these little precision screwdriver sets. You're going to want to use one of the Phillips screwdrivers to take out each screw. Now, here's something that I ran into with this particular set of tuners. As I looked at it, I thought, hey, they look like they'll just drop in. It looks like the screw holes are going to line up. Well, they didn't. The screw holes don't line up with this particular set of tuners that I got. Now, here are the options. I could drill new holes and install the tuners that way. But one of the cool things about the hipshot tuners is they give you these brackets to help install these tuners on any guitar. And their little brackets go on the back of the headstock, and there's actually tabs on the brackets that help line the tuners up properly. So you don't need to drill new holes. Now, some of you are some of you are not going to like the brackets on the back of the headstock. I don't mind. I don't mind the brackets. I think they look fine. So I use the brackets to install them on mine. So if you don't like those, you're going to have to go with a different model of tuner, or you're going to have to drill new holes for the screws. And there are instructions in the box for how the brackets go on. And so just make sure that they're lined up the way that they show in the instructions. Now, don't turn the guitar back over at this point because, as I found out, the tuners will fall out. So what I had to do is I had to take the brand new threaded shaft thing that they have with the hex head on it and its washer, and I had to reach under and get them started that way. And so you got to do that for each of the tuners. Then once they're on there, then you can turn the guitar over and then use that wrench to tighten those things up. Don't tighten them too much, but tighten them until you feel resistance on them. Now, I really liked the look of the original tuner buttons. So what I decided to do is I wanted to put them back on. And that's pretty easy. You just use your screwdriver. You remove the little bolt in the middle and leave everything on that tuner shaft. There'll be a little plastic bushing. There'll be a washer. Just leave all of that on there. Only take off the button. And then I put the Yamaha button back on. And what I found out is you're going to need to use the old bolt that held the old buttons on, because the hipshot bolt's not going to be long enough. So use the old Yamaha bolt and just turn those on and tighten those up a little bit. Once again, don't over tighten them, but make sure that they move really good. And so now it's time to put the strings on. And this style of locking tuner has the knob on the back. And as you turn that, you'll see a pin that will extend into the hole where the string goes. And so the pin winds up through that tuner and it pushes against the string. And that's what holds the string in place. Before you start to put your strings on, make sure that pin is all the way down. Make sure it's not up into the hole, because it'll block your string when you put it in. And so now that you've got all that set up, stringing your guitar is going to be a breeze from here on, because you don't need to leave a lot of string when you're putting them in there. You don't need to wind it all the way around the post. You just put the string on on your guitar. You put it through the end of the saddle. You pull it up. You make sure it's lined up with your bridge and your nut. You put that string in the hole. You tighten it down with the tuner, and then you tune it up, and then you clip off the extra string. And stringing guitars from now on is going to be a breeze for you. Hey, if you think someone else would benefit from this video, make sure you let them know about it. Make sure you share. And as always, if there's anything that I've missed, make sure you put it in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment. God bless, and have a wonderful day.